It's the weekend and I'm going to a vintage market right now. I just got my nails done. Oh my god. I love the feeling of like fresh nails, especially when my nails before this were like just past the point of no return. Like there are times where my schedule doesn't allow me to go into the nail salon when the nails really need to be at the nail salon. So it just feels so good to have a fresh set of nails. These are what my nails look like. They're so cute. They're kind of like a mixture of like chrome oyster pearls, but then mixed with like a jelly, yeah, little pearls and chrome balls make up this set. I'm wanting to start to like mix silver and gold hardware. So I thought the easiest way to do that is to have silver nails so that I can already have that mesh of silver because I wear a lot of gold. And I'm gonna go to this vintage market right now and I'm excited to see what it's like. They don't have like a ton of vintage markets in Orange County. So I saw this pop up on my For You page and I was really intrigued. The bag I'm wearing today is the Loewe Amazon with the mustard interior. Anyways, okay, let's go shopping. Pearl oysters. I love them. Yeah, I think that's gonna be a good Christmas ornament. These are cute coasters. Oh my god, this place is amazing. It's filling my cup today. I wish they had more of these in Orange County. I know there's a lot in LA. So as soon as I saw this, I hopped on it. Okay, I bought a few things from this company, Casa Onyx. And yeah, I have something like this in the house, but it's so funny, I keep bumping into him. We've gone to a few vintage markets, but this is the first one I've been to that's here in Orange County. I really want to get these shot glasses, and he said that he had this one that he saved for me, not this bowl, but like in this I actually don't know what kind of marble that is, but with a shot glass. This stall, I got distracted, and so now I'm just holding on to a bunch of jewelry. Since I like silver and gold, I'm trying to like mix it up. How's that? Is that weird? Is that weird? Which I thought was really like chunky. I don't know, I kind of like it. Okay, this one reminds me of like this Gucci bamboo. It's literally just a bamboo bangle. I'm gonna make a matcha right now, and I'm finally opening up the matcha bowl that we got when we were in Japan last year. I was just waiting for the right occasion, and a normal Sunday at home seems like the perfect time to finally open this up. We found this when we were in Osaka, and it was in this little matcha bowl store. They make their matcha bowls, and this one was a really special one. I cannot wait to see how it looks because I haven't seen this in obviously like months. Oh, that's right. Oh, sick. Do you remember the story behind this?
It's made from a type of metamorphic rock that like when it cools down it turns a different color.
It like turns into a different color. Like all of this is natural. Bizenware, B-I-Z-E-N ware. It's said to have been passed down through generations since the age of the gods, spanning 3,000 years. It's potters that developed the modern besenware production method in the valleys of Kumayama. So it's an art form that uses only clay and fire without glaze. So that's crazy. This is literally just clay. This is just clay and fire. The clay body is fired at extremely high temperatures of 10 to 30 degrees Celsius, and its firing process is unique and unlike anything else. That's really cool. So there's no glaze on this. It's all natural with just clay and fire. It's really pretty. Like there were just so many options to choose from when we were in Japan, and this one was the one that like really stood out to us, especially because it's very much like our aesthetic. So I just filmed an entire video with my bag matcha. Okay, I'm gonna mix it right now. Man, my matcha's been fire lately. This is like the little backstory. There's really no backstory actually. I was looking for a cool matcha cup and I landed on these from Amazon. They're bags. This is very on brand. So I made a matcha bag today. It's quite good. The challenge is I needed to fill it up to make it look like the bag was full, but I wouldn't typically put that much milk because I like my ratio for milk to be 100 milliliters, and this was actually 140 millimeters. 140 millimeters is my usual, but it was 170 millimeters of oat milk instead. I taste the difference. It's more milky, which is fine, but I prefer like a little bit more bitter. I wish I could say that this bag is for me, but unfortunately it's a bag that my team sourced for FashionNica. I am so excited to share this unboxing. Also, keep in mind, by the time I post this video, this bag will most likely already be sold on FashionNica. I needed to film this video before this goes to her new home. Inside of this box is a bag that is so freaking hard to get at Chanel. They no longer make this color. It was only for Matthew Blazy's first collection that he created this colorway. I love this bag so freaking much. You guys, my team found yeah, the Chanel medium maxi flap by Matthew Blazy. The color, the size, I know, I do have the large maxi flap, and I thought this would be a good comparison video so you can see the difference. Okay, this is how it looks like on the shoulder. The key difference between the medium maxi versus the large maxi obviously is the size. I noticed too, actually I'm gonna unstuff this bag so that you can see what they both look like unstuffed, because this one is entirely unstuffed with nothing inside of it. Why this bag is so popular, it's one of the first times Chanel has created a slouchy classic flap. So this is what it looks like entirely unstuffed. When you get up really close, it does have the double flap. I love the slouchiness of this bag. And okay, now I'm gonna try both of them on so you can see. So this is what it looks like entirely unstuffed. And then this is what the large looks like unstuffed. I would love to add a leather version of this size to my collection. Technically I do have the suede, but there's something about like the leather that after sourcing this one, it's just calling my name now, but I wouldn't get the same exact color, obviously, as my large maxi. So off the bat, this bag is very, very beautifully constructed. I love the color. I loved the grained calfskin. I mean, I have talked about this bag quite often on this channel already, but I do want to kind of just do a really quick show and tell of the leather version of this. This is the burgundy, and then this is the chocolate suede, but also this one has the diamond quilting versus this one has the grain calfskin leather. You can also tell the difference in the straps. This one has the beautiful thin pebbled strap, and then this one has the classic chain, very similar to the Chanel classic flap. I'm gonna do a little side-by-side comparison too, so you can see the difference between the two. It's interesting because the suede one is slightly longer than the leather one, if that makes sense, but just by like maybe half an inch. And again, this chocolate one, this one is from my own collection. I love her. I can also tell that the leather obviously is more slouchy than the suede. I've personally been loving mine. I find myself pulling for it quite often, and I haven't been scared to use the suede. If anything, I'm excited to see how it looks over time because I personally love a good like lived-in suede bag. But let's see what can fit inside of the leather version of the medium maxi. Okay. So we're gonna throw in my phone, a card holder, sunglass case, a key pouch, my little selfie camera, a perfume, AirPods, and hand sanitizer. As you can see, there's quite a lot inside of this bag, but you still have a little bit more space, but it is going to get a little heavier. But this is what it looks like, entirely closed with everything inside of it. I think it is such a beautiful piece. If ever, someday, perchance, I got offered a leather one in this size, I can see myself owning both, because these, I personally think, do not compete, especially because there's a difference in the straps as well. And also the diamond quilting versus the smooth calf. Like, I don't see this competing with each other in any way. Okay, now that I've compared these bags, I wanna kind of also mention the different lifestyles. I definitely think that this would be more of like a work bag or a travel bag. You could use it as like a bag that you like schlep over and use it as an everyday. However, I do find myself actually pulling for this one mainly like when I'm working or for travel. For this one, this is the bag that I could totally see myself schlepping over as like an everyday bag because of the size. It's not in any way like a small bag. I personally don't think it's small at all. I think it's like the perfect size bag that fits everything you need, at least for the day. So I can totally see myself using this as like an everyday piece. This bag, they just came out with the new mini size for this collection a few days ago. And it's so interesting to see that Matthew Blazy decided to create a mini version, because we've seen the rise in obviously like the huge maxi bags. So I was really surprised to see that in his new collection. I have confirmed it fits an iPhone, which was like my biggest question, but that bag, it specifically is meant to be like a mini bag. So it comes in, I believe, 4 or 5 different colors. It comes in the dark brown, the chartreuse color, that's a new color. It also comes in the light brown suede, with the chains, and then I believe it also comes in black. But let me know what you guys think about that bag. Do I have that bag on my radar? I think for myself, I don't necessarily know if that one's on my radar. I would have to see it like in person to really know that if that's a bag that's going to be one for my collection. Okay, so we just had our all hands meeting, but it's Friday and it's also our summer team event. So we are gonna head out and we're going to Hijinx Hotel. I went there a few weeks ago with my best friends and now we're going with the team. I'm so excited, but let's take you along. Oh, how cute! Okay, FashioNica. Getting ready for the escape room, I see.
I'm getting ready because I get really red when I drink. And I didn't have time. I had meetings all morning. I didn't have time to do my makeup.
It's okay, you look beautiful.
Thank you.
Go Team 5, we're gonna win! Team 5! Team 5! Okay, all the bags made it into the shelves. Okay, locking it up. Yes! Okay, they're collecting the balls. Oh shoot, oh my gosh. Go guys, go! I can't let look, it's killing me. It's taking control. Okay, so we just got matcha from a new place and Mr. FashionNica hasn't seen it yet, but they just came out with this yesterday. It's a cream top. Are you ready?
From where? Oh, to Soro?
Yeah.
Wait, I was literally there.
We realized we drove to the exact same plaza today within like 30 minutes of each other going there. The classic matcha, and then I got a cream top, and then we're gonna taste test it right now. They said they used 2 different kinds of matcha for this. And it makes like a really umami flavor, but they roast one of the matchas. Oh, you're gonna like that. Okay, this one's really good too. We're gonna find out if Mr. FashionNica likes it.
Is the matcha in the cup? It's good, but it's like not like a standard typical matcha.
Yeah, no, it's good though. They're actually known for their milk tea, but the matcha's
surprisingly really good.